Okay, folks, welcome to tonight's Healthy Living Revolution .com web walk, where we are going to introduce to you all the free resources that we have available through our website. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so you can see how to log on to this site. It's really easy. You're going to go to your browser and you're going to type in healthylivingrevolution.com. Can everyone see that? Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Good, good. All right, so let's get started. The healthy living really used to be pretty easy, but back in the day, we used to eat food from the garden and we used to drink from the water hose and play until the sun went down. But somewhere along that line, living a healthy lifestyle became pretty complicated. And so we are on a mission to take healthy back. And to do so, I have a couple guests on today's recording. I've got Lisa Farrar and Aaron Kelleher. They are both going to share a little bit about how this has applied to their lives in the area of fertility and the connection with diet. But before we get to that, I want to go ahead and introduce you to this movement of people that are all on a mission to inspire all of us to take ownership of our health. We provide resources to support you on your journey and the community and all the events that we use to encourage and we educate people on really a simple way to flood your body with over 45 fruits and vegetables and berries every single day. And we have a Jumpstart program that we're going to be introducing to you today that I think you'll be really, really, really surprised that you can use it easily to shred off all the unhealthy habits that are not really serving you, and you can establish new ones in their place. That's called the Shred 10 program, and we'll get to that a little bit later here. So we're excited to share some of these resources on the website and on these highlights from one of these webinars. We are going to be highlighting the fertility and diet one, and Aaron's going to walk us through some of those highlights here in a second. But we know there's a lot of confusion out there, and we wanted to educate you on how to use some of these things. So on this website, what you can do is if you scroll down all the way down to the bottom, either click on these guys here with the cookbooks, or you can go down to the bottom. It's also located down under resources. So if I click on that one right there, it's going to take us to our Healthy Living Revolution cookbooks. And in fact, these are seasonal. So you can open up any of these cookbooks and you'll see that they have all sorts of fun recipes that have to do with entrees and breakfasts and healthy holiday treats. So we are in the winter one right now. If you go back to, and again, this is a PDF, so you can download that for free. If you go back to the healthylivingrevolution.com website, below the recipes, and you click on the trending health videos, then this thing will open up. The one that is online right now happens to be the natural solutions to adrenal fatigue. And you can also click on the previous episodes, and it gives you access to a plethora of health professionals that have presented on trending health topics that you can see below. And so tonight we are going to be highlighting the one that has to deal with fertility and diet by Dr. Tamara Hunter. And to do so, Aaron Kelleher is going to share some of those for you. So I'm going to turn it over to Aaron, and you can hear her voice, but I'm going to turn it, I'm going to open up this PowerPoint here so you can see what she's going to be presenting about.
Okay, thanks, Henry. So I hope you guys will go check out not only this specific webinar, but the rest of the webinars on this website. I've watched just about all of them, and they're all fantastic. So just as you can see, a little bit about the doctor who shares on this webinar that I'll be kind of giving a summary of, but her name is Dr. Tamara Hunter. She's a 25-year veteran of the health and wellness arena. She has an exercise science degree and then went to medical school in 2000. She's now living in Perth, Australia, and she's an obstetrician gynecologist. She's a fertility specialist and a pediatric gynecologist. And she works at two of the largest institutions in Western Australia for women and children's health. She's published numerous research papers, presented at national and international medical conferences, and really her passion is the arena of preventative health and women and children's health. And so so I'm going to jump right into kind of the summary. I hope you guys will go back and watch the full webinar. I'm going to kind of scratch the surface, and then you can go back and check out the full thing. So she starts off by saying, that her her patients often come to her and say, of course, when looking to conceive, what can I do? What can I eat? How can I help this process along? And her goal is really to empower them with education and information that can hopefully get them to where they want to be. And if not, then they, revisit and look at medical interventions after looking at lifestyle and diet. And so she starts off with the definition of infertility being the inability to achieve pregnancy after 12 months of unprotected sex. So some of the causes, which I found this super interesting. So 35% of causes are happening with the female, and 30% is with the male, which I found very interesting because those numbers are very close. And I feel like as women, we oftentimes carry this burden that problems with fertility are our fault. So I found that very interesting. 20% of causes of infertility lie with both the male and the female, and then 15% of it goes unexplained, unfortunately. And so she right away jumps into talking about weight and fertility. They use the, I don't know if you call it scale or BMI, essentially. So anything greater than 30 is what they consider overweight. And with overweight males, even increasing, and let me just say that I really love that she talks about, again, that she talks about the potentials for infertility in both men and women, because oftentimes, again, I feel like it's the women that are always like, what's wrong with me? What can I be doing? And the men are kind of kicking back, like, not always taking a huge responsibility for their health too. When it comes to fertility. So I love that she shared information for both sides. So anyway, so with men, even if their BMI is increased by 3 points, so say from 30 to 33, that increases their chances of infertility by 10%. So you can imagine what would happen as that number creeps up, that BMI number, that, the infertility percentage creeps up as well. And also, can create oxidative stress in sperm and decrease sperm production. In women, overweight women are 30% more likely to miscarry. They have a higher rate of reoccurrent early miscarriages, and also can have poor egg and embryo quality. And this is also very interesting, and I think something that we should definitely take note of is that they're now finding that overweight couples that struggle with fertility, their children are also having those same problems and struggles with fertility. So essentially it's getting passed down generations. So when it comes to diet, she shares a little bit about the foods that are going to increase, the good foods, the foods that you want to be consuming that will increase your chances of conception. And those are slowly digestible carbs, so complex carbs, fruits and vegetables, unsaturated fats, protein from plants, whole milk products, and reducing your caffeine and alcohol, and micronutrients, so the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants from plants. And consuming high levels of those foods, or consuming, the majority of your diet from those foods will give you 66% lower risk of problems in ovulation and a 27% lower risk of problems with, or lower risk of infertility. And so she says also a lot of people ask her about what protein should they be consuming, prior to conception and during and after. And so, what kind of meat, fish, should I be eating soy? And so very interesting. She notes that with red meat, there's a 32% increase in ovulatory infertility with high consumption of red meat. And red meat consumption prior to IVF can also negatively impact those outcomes of the embryo development and the pregnancy rates, which I found very interesting. And in men, there's an inverse relation between processed red meat and sperm count. So the more red meat that men eat, the lower their sperm count. And then fish, she says there definitely needs to be more studies. They do know that higher toxins like mercury equal lower levels, lower likelihood to conceive, but she said that's kind of where they're at on fish. And then for soy, this I think is a very controversial topic. If you go online, it's either, it's all or nothing. Doctors are singing its praises or saying that it's terrible and don't consume it at all. So she said that all the studies that have been done evaluating soy or phytoestrogen supplements in infertility treatment programs have been shown to be beneficial. So they've actually increased the levels and amount of clinical pregnancies in those trials. Sugar, I'm sure that you can probably guess where this is going. Sugar leads to poor egg and sperm quality, poor implantation, fetal defects, poor embryos, and can lead to gestational diabetes, consuming high amounts of sugar. She touches on fats. Obviously, the trans fats are the bad fats. Those are going to increase your infertility chances. And she talks about the good fats like omegas, taking a high quality omega prior and during, leading up to and during conception to increase your chances to conceive. And then as far as micronutrients go, she really focuses on a B vitamin, folate. I think this is generally pretty well known, I think. But the thing to know too is that you should be consuming a lot of folate prior to conception. So I think a lot of times we think, oh, I found out I'm pregnant, I need to start a folic acid supplement. And when in reality it should be taken, you should be consuming a lot of folate prior to conception. And so there's been notable less birth defects, better embryos, better pregnancy rates, better live births, and lower miscarriages when I think, and I would have to actually go back if it's men and women or just women with the folate. I'm assuming mostly women because they're going to be carrying the baby. But so again, this is just scratching the surface, but basically, she wraps it up at the end by saying that lifestyle really does play a huge part in the man and the woman when trying to conceive, but that, the reality is that lifestyle may not be enough to overcome those challenges, and things like polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, and male factor infertility. And so a lot of times she'll have her patients try to shift to a more active lifestyle and to shift their diet for 3 to 6 months and see how things go with those changes. And then if nothing happens, to come back and seek assistance after that and potential, medical intervention. And at the end of the webinar, there are a couple people share their own personal stories. So stay and check that out. And speaking of testimonials, Lisa and I are going to share a little bit about our own personal experiences now. So I'm actually going to kick it over to Lisa. Lisa, you're up. We'd love to hear you share.
Hey, everybody. Sorry if there's a little bit of background noise. We've got the baby crying and the dog going nuts, so I apologize in advance. But no, I was introduced to Juice Plus, which are fruit and veggie capsules, and the protein shakes and all of this well before my husband and I ever even thought about having kids. And it wasn't something that we thought about nutrition wise before. I mean, we were both pretty health conscious people. And so what the really cool thing is that once we decided to have kids and we started to think about it, we realized how much, your health plays into it and ahead of time before you start conceiving. And thankfully, we both had been getting loads of fruits and vegetables and whole grains and all of the plant foods into our diets and into our systems ahead of time. And so when we did decide to start trying, we had no issues whatsoever getting pregnant, which was awesome because I know that that's a big struggle for a lot of people. And it was something, I kind of worried about in the back of my mind, like, oh, how long is this going to take? And is it going to happen? And so it did happen pretty quickly for us. And then I just gave birth to my son in December, like he's literally 3 weeks old today. And we had a pretty healthy pregnancy. And it was awesome to just to have the insurance, I guess, that I was getting all of that good stuff that was going to my son. And I knew that he was getting all of the nutrition that he needed, and all of our growth along the way throughout the pregnancy was fantastic. And when I did have him, it was kind of a rough labor and delivery. And the cool thing is, and I attribute this to just good health and good nutrition, I've been able to heal up really quickly. He has been nursing like a champ. And on our first follow-up doctor visit, after having him, he had lost a little bit of weight, which is normal for newborns in the hospital. And afterward, we went to his appointment, his checkup, and the doctor was impressed that he had already pretty much gained his weight completely back and was about to surpass his birth weight. And that was within a week. And normally it takes a couple of weeks for babies to get back to their birth weight and start gaining. So that's been really awesome because I've been breastfeeding and my supply is coming great and he's been doing good. So it's been super comforting to have all of that nutrition and know that we're both getting what we need to heal up and thrive. So that's my story. I would highly recommend, if you are thinking about getting pregnant, or if you even afterwards, to really consider your nutrition and what you're putting into your body, because it definitely has an impact.
Totally agree. So I'm going to jump in here and share a little bit about mine. We have some similarities and some things that are a little bit different. So I'm Erin, everybody. I was just chatting with you all, but I live in Portland with my husband, Josh, and he'll be 3 next month, a little guy, Keegan, and our 10-month-old Lucy. And so growing up, I was not healthy at all. My nutrition, so I was always active, but nutrition and, you're talking about diet and lifestyle and things like that were just not anything that were discussed at home or at the doctor or at any of my activities. And so I grew up eating tons of processed food, fast food, soda, and candy. And so, but luckily, by the time we had thought about trying to conceive in 2015, we were definitely on a better path. So in 2012, it actually started out as for ethical reasons, but became a vegetarian in 2012. And that has just really led us down all kinds of positive paths, meeting people, trying different recipes. We've had to kind of replace that on our plate with other things, most of the time being, beans and whole grains and vegetables. And so I'm really thankful that I did that. In 2014, I was introduced to, like Lisa mentioned, I was introduced to Juice Plus by my cousin, whom I'm forever grateful for. And at that time we were considering, starting a family. So I was really open to hearing about it and checking it out. I ended up getting pregnant 6 months after starting Juice Plus, and on the first try, which was shocking, exciting, but shocking, because like Lisa said, I know that a lot of people struggle, and when you're starting that journey, it's like, how long is it going to take? Some people it's right away, some people take 6 months, some people it takes longer, and so we were really grateful for that. Had just an amazing pregnancy. A healthy baby. We had 2 breech babies, and so our planned home birth turned into scheduled C-sections, which was not something I was hoping for, but I can honestly say that both of my recoveries have been so great, and I really do attribute, like Lisa said, just the way that I felt and been in my pregnancy, not only the duration to get pregnant, how long it took us to get pregnant, but just how I felt during pregnancy and during recovery and after. I really do attribute it to, staying active, being able to stay active and feeling good throughout pregnancy, and concentrating on a diet. I'm by no means saying that we are perfect, but we do try, and Juice Plus is a big part of that. So I ended up nursing our first son for 17 months. My menstrual cycle came back at 11 months once we were thinking about our second baby. So with our first, I was doing the fruit, veggie, and berry capsules. With our second, we had added the new omegas and the shakes, and the Shred 10 program was really starting to become a big part of our lives. Henry's going to talk a little bit more about that later, but again, had a great pregnancy, super healthy pregnancy, healthy baby, super quick recovery. I can attest to the nursing aspect and the breastfeeding aspect. I've been so thankful to have no problems with supply, and babies who've eaten great, gained weight great, and as I mentioned before, the Shred 10 program. So the first go round, we were not utilizing that. We were just utilizing the fruit and veggie and berry capsules. Second time around, I can tell you honestly that the baby weight came off so much faster. And I know that that's not the focus, obviously, of what we need to do right away, because our body needs to take its time and heal and all of that. But it is it is, when you're a woman and you gain a large amount of weight, if you can feel back to yourself sooner with a great diet while you're feeding yourself and your baby great nutrition, and then I am definitely all for that. I also had noticed a huge change in my digestion. Postpartum with our first was a struggle. And with our second has been great. If you've been pregnant or know anybody who's pregnant, you probably know about the struggles with constipation and digestion during and after pregnancy. So, and just like Lisa said, I feel good. I feel like I can give to my family and my kids because I feel healthy. Our kids have been so super healthy, and they've not even been to the doctor for a sick visit, no antibiotics, no constipation, no ear infections. And I really do truly attribute that to, keeping active, to doing our best. Again, we're not perfect, but doing our best to really incorporate, some of those foods mentioned from the webinar into our diet, and of course Juice Plus and the Shred 10 program. So it's a little bit about our story, and I'm going to kick it back to Henry to give some more information to you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lisa, for sharing about your healthy Parker. I'm glad to hear that he's doing well, and also with Aaron, with both of your little ones, with Keegan. Always enjoy spending some time with him and with Lucy. So thank you so much for also pointing out, some highlights from the trending health video of fertility and diet. I'm going to go ahead and share screen again so you can see what I am going to walk you through the rest of the resources. So hopefully you can see that. Give me a thumbs up if you can see those videos on the screen. Awesome. So what Aaron just walked us through was that Dr. Tamara Hunter's fertility and diet. If we go to the back, we'll go back to the healthylivingrevolution.com. And again, that was the trending health videos. We can also go to the home fitness series here. And that home fitness series, if you click on that, will take you to this page here. And those home fitness series gives you access to a Fitness Revolution ebook. And that Fitness Revolution ebook gives you all sorts of instructions on different types of exercises, various forms and such. If you scroll down, you'll see that there are all sorts of different types of videos that include like high intensity training. Let's see here, it's loading. There's all sorts of different things from Pilates and yoga and all sorts of really cool exercises. I apologize, my computer's not loading them right now, but you can check them out later. Those are under, again, the Home Fitness series. So if we go back again, that is right below the Trending Health Videos Home Fitness series, Charity Miles. So this is pretty cool. This is something that I wasn't all familiar with when I first got into using this resource, but check this out. So Charity Miles, we actually partner with Charity Miles. It's an app on your phone to help make even more of a difference in our world. So Charity Miles is an organization that gives people the opportunity to direct corporate contributions to a charity of their choice. And so we can simply walk or run or bike it, and it adds, extra motivation to know what you know that you're moving and you're doing doing good in the world. So you can find more information about that too. Let's go back to the homepage, and below Charity Miles is Freedom Revolution, and this is a pretty cool site. This was actually launched about a year ago. You can watch the welcome video, and this is actually a welcome to the grassroots movement, in which we have aligned with the Juice Plus company to inspire healthy living all over the world, 22 different countries and counting. Through the Juice Plus products and all of our education resources, we really are helping thousands and thousands of people take health back, take control of their health. And the Freedom Revolution is open to anyone who is wanting to earn stable residual income in order to expand their options while making a difference. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can scroll down here and you can see all sorts of different testimonies. If you relate to any of these athletes, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a professional, a health professional, a teacher's military, any of those, you can watch any of those videos and see examples of people who are in those professions, and they are also helping people take control of their health. If we go back to the healthyrevolution.com, on the second column, this is pretty cool. This is all about kids. So we call it the Start Strong program, and we are totally committed to everyone's health, including kids. And we have the Start Strong Kids Challenge, which looks like this. And that little book right there, if you click on it, it actually brings you to a ton of, I think it's right here. Oh, I guess I didn't click on it. Well, if you open it up, it gives you all sorts of different ideas on how to encourage your kids, inspire them to do little challenges like pick out a new fruit from the grocery store that you've never tried before. Drop down and give 10 push-ups today. Try a new exercise that you can do in your living room. Drop the TV remote and during the commercial, then do a couple jumping jacks or so, and it gives them stickers and certificates, and it's like a bingo board where they can use to be rewarded for doing each one of those tasks. Also, under the Start Strong program is a YouTube channel dedicated just for kids, and this is what that looks like. There's all sorts of testimonials from kids that are sharing about the effects of the proven effects of Juice Plus and how it is changing. 1.5 million kids have taken advantage of getting Juice Plus for free with an adult order. And how do you do that? Well, that is under the next tab here when it says the Family Healthy Health Study. That Family Health Study, you can watch that video here. I'm not going to go ahead and play it, but on your own time, it shows you that we are so dedicated to starting kids strong that for every single adult order of the fruits, veggies, berries, the kids can get it free for up to 4 years. And that, folks, is up they're eligible from the age of 4 all the way through college, as long as they are taking full-time college courses. So that is a really cool thing that our company is dedicated to, and you can read more about that. And if you would like to take advantage of that, then make sure that you touch base with the person who invited you to watch this video or sent you this recording. Over in the second column, you can also, third column, one simple change. This is actually going into the Juice Plus products. So to show you what those look like, I'm going to go ahead and show you a picture of what these capsules actually are. And so we have 3 different types of capsules. We have the red ones over here on the side. Those are fruits. We have the veggies on the left and our berries in the middle. And you can see just a huge regiment of over 30 fruits and vegetables that you can flood your body with every single day. Folks, these are juice powders that contain all the phytonutrients, not just the vitamins, but also the minerals, the antioxidants. And instead of getting just your typical 15 to 22 vitamins and minerals from an isolated mega dose of something that was man-made, a mimicry of what was put on this planet, this doesn't contain 15 to 22 vitamins. This contains about 15,000 vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. So that's pretty cool to know that you're flooding your body with those. And these are, again, those 3 blends: the orchard blend, we call that the fruit blend, the veggie blend, and the berry blend. And so that's what we flood ourselves with every single day. It's also important to get healthy fats. And so this is our Omega. It's been around for, it's one of our newest products, just a couple years here. It's completely plant-based, so it bypasses the fish, goes straight to the algae, and takes all the healthy omega-3s, omega-5s, 6s, 7s, and 9s. And so what humans need is a full spectrum of these unsaturated fats. It's a better, pure, sustainable way to harvest those rather than going to the fish and overfishing all of those fisheries. Again, it's a full spectrum, cold pressed, and even to the capsule itself is vegetarian. So we don't have any animal products in that. And it helps support brain health, your joints, your skin. Personally, I've noticed that it helps with cognitive processing. My memory is better, as well as just overall like reactions, because those are connected to your muscles as well. We also have our shakes. Our complete shake powder is called complete because it is not just protein. It contains a lot of protein, but it also has a ton of your probiotic fiber as well. It's low glycemic, so it's great for diabetics. It's completely vegan. It's non-GMO. Obviously, since it's vegan, it is dairy-free, gluten-free, and again, it all comes from plants. There's 17 different plants in this. Oh, I take that back. There are 16 plants and 1 mushroom, and that's where you get vitamin D. So you can get plenty of your nutrients as a meal replacement or just a healthy snack or a dessert. And again, if you put all those together, then you get over 52 different fruits and vegetables every single day of your life. And I know it says 45 on top here, but this does not include the omegas. We've actually since then included a couple things like mango and orange peel and all that kind of good stuff. So it is completely NSF certified. In fact, we are sport NSF certified. That's the very top that Olympians take. And it's important so they don't get disqualified. It is all clinically researched, over 35 published articles. I think we are up to 39 now and 6 on their way. It is gold standard, double-blind, placebo-tested, so it is tested on humans. It's tested on pregnant women. It's tested on ovarian cancer patients, on kids. And folks, if it is safe for kids, for pregnant women, and cancer patients, I say, why not take it yourself? So our last item that we have for Juice Plus is something called the Tower Garden. And I know a lot of people on this call, you have tower gardens either in your classroom or in your homes. This is a way that you can grow all your own food, and you know exactly what you are growing. It grows 30% more yield, 3 times as fast, because all that water down below, it trickles all the way to the top, or pumps it all the way to the top and trickles over the roots. So it doesn't require any kind of soil. There's zero experience of gardening or tools required. And it uses up to 90 to 98% less water, and it's all compact, less space, so you can grow all your food in the corner of your living room or your dining room. Take a pair of scissors and cut off your salad just like that. Again, these are all the different universities that do the research. You can see in 9 different countries: University of Tokyo, Toronto, Parma. We're looking at Australia, Austria, Italy, Germany, obviously the US and England. And so it's tried and true. It does all sorts of different things. You can see this, and if you pause the recording, you can go back and see all the different things that it has been tried and true to do. And again, our children's health study, one of my favorites, you can see all the stats. Again, we have been able to reach over 1.5 million kids have been able to take advantage of this free resource. Kids get it for free with an adult order. So make sure that you definitely get in touch with the person who sent you to this recording. We are going to also introduce to you something we referenced to at the very beginning of this recording called the Shred 10. The Shred 10 is called the Shred 10 because we shred 5 things that are toxic, and we replace them with 5 great things. And we do it for 10 days every single month, starting on the first Monday. And this is what we do. I'm going to start with the eliminate. So we eliminate gluten, dairy, caffeine, and alcohol. And for sake of time, whoever invited you to this video, you can get in touch with them and they can explain why those items are on there. We also eliminate as many processed foods, which include artificial refined sugars, and we replace all that with real food. You can see our Juice Plus Trio capsules along with the omegas, and also the meal replacements or meal supplements, your shakes, which include the fiber and the protein. We also make sure that we encourage each other in a Facebook accountability group to get plenty of water, plenty of sleep, and exercise as well. So super fun. You can see that it does work. It's a lifestyle. It is not a diet. So you don't go back to your original diet or original lifestyle and balloon back up afterwards. And again, get back in touch with the person who invited you and they'll explain how to do so. I'm going to go ahead, for the sake of time, get back to the Healthy Living Revolution website. And again, at the very bottom, we just went through all those on the 3rd tab and the Shred 10. And so again, just want to thank you for joining us tonight. Again, this is the healthylivingrevolution.com resources. And we are on a mission to empower all of us and all of you to take back control of your health. So be sure to come back to this website and we'll help you support your journey. Also, make sure that you connect with any of us here or the person who invited you. We are in the middle of the Shred 10 for the January, but February is going to be starting here soon. So you can order your products and be ready for that as well. Again, thanks for joining us. We hope that all of you have had a blessed holiday season here and getting back into a healthy start for the new year. And at this point in time, we are going to go ahead and stop the recording.